podcast, Colton Canterbury Productions. Today, one half of the 880 Tag Team Champions, one half of the fourth line with KC War. I'm excited. Satan's favorite saint, Brandon St. James. How we feeling, Bubby?
I feel absolutely phenomenal. Thank you for having me, Spooky Lou.
Thank you for doing this short notice, my man.
Absolutely.
You're the man. Uh, and I told you I don't miss Dynamite for a lot of folks, but for Brandon
yeah,
St.
yeah,
James,
that's
let's
high
go.
honors for sure. I get it.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, dude, you're tag team champion. 880's killing it. I want to get into that because, probably,
Oh
honest to
yeah.
God, one of my favorite products on TV, honest to God, the Thanksgiving show was my favorite show in wrestling last year.
Last year's Thanksgiving show.
Yeah, the one that we just had a few months ago. I was
Oh
at
yeah,
my.
I'm literally forgetting that like 2 months ago was last year. Yeah, you're right.
Right on.
Yeah. No, dude, it was awesome. Like front to back, that show was really epic. My parents were there. They
Were
came
they?
out up from New Jersey, so that was sick. But yeah, dude, thank you. Appreciate that.
No, thank you guys, man. You guys are killing it. That was a packed house. When you have those big
Yeah.
shows, you have a packed house. Every Thursday night, Indie Wrestling US, you can watch it for free. But
hmm
I really want to know what's going on because Pittsburgh should be featured more. There should be more eyes on 880. Let's go into you winning the tag titles. Let's go into that. What was that night like for you?
Uh, Dude, it was sick. Again, my parents were also made the trip up from New Jersey. A couple of my friends from Philadelphia, where I used to live, made it out. My girlfriend was there. Uh,
Mm.
it was sick, dude. Finally getting to work with Gannon Jones Jr. after, training with him for the past year and a half or so,
Hmm.
um, was really sick. Like I felt, and him and Duke are just like they've been working together so long. They're so well respected out here. Um, I learned so much in one match, I learned a lot about tag team wrestling, which is like still very new to me. I'm still trying to get a grasp on it and like especially like what it means for me and my character. But yeah, I like that was one of the biggest things that I learned a lot that night and it was just sick. It was a lot of fun. I'm very grateful for the position and it's it's already super fun. All of the title defenses we've had so far have been really, really fun matches with fun people, and it's hope it goes just continues on that kind of road.
No doubt, man. And I love KC Ward. Like you guys complement each other so well. What can you
Thank
tell
you.
me about meeting KC Ward? I don't know if you trained with him. Tell me about y'all's relationship.
Yeah, dude. He was there the first day I showed up at T2T Pittsburgh in New Kensington.
Hmm.
And that was like I showed up maybe he was there like day one. He showed up the first day there was class. Um, but I was still pretty new out here. I had just moved here from Philadelphia, and I had been looking around at schools, and I ended up I went to an Enjoy show, and then like had followed Enjoy on social media,
Hmm.
and right around then that's when they had like they had posted something about like MV opening up a school, and so that was like I said, they opened up in August, and I showed up somewhere around like early September, and I had already like I don't know if you know, like I had already been training for a while. Like when I was living in Philly, I trained at the CZW school.
Okay.
Uh, and yeah, I was there. I started there like end of 2019, and then pandemic had hit and shit, and I had gotten hurt, and that's a whole other story.
Damn.
But yeah, so I ended up in Pittsburgh in and started going to T2T in September there.
Hmm.
And yeah, Casey was there on the first day. Um, him and I hit it off right away about hockey. Both grew up playing hockey. Both like I grew up in like a really big ice rink family. My sister was a figure skater. My dad played hockey. Um, yeah, yeah. So like
Love
I
it.
literally
Okay.
grew up in ice rinks, big time.
Nice.
But yeah, so him and I hit it off right away about talking about hockey and playing and stuff. And just like instant connection, instant homies, honestly. Like he's like I said it to you earlier, he's just like one of the nicest people on the planet.
Hmm.
Literally like shirt off your back type dude. Um, but yeah, man, like just hit it off right away. It's funny, like, obviously like we train together a lot. Like we like for a year and a half now we've been training together, but we had never wrestled each other on the show or anything.
Hmm.
Um, and then we ended up just kind of getting like randomly put together, and I guess MV was just like, yeah, this works, and we were obviously stoked on it, and um, yeah, it's just been sick ever since. It was kind of like a slow process too.
Hmm.
I feel like I'm rambling on, but
That's what we do here.
you
Ramble
told me I
away.
can do that. I was about to say, you told
Yeah.
me that's what I should do. Um, but yeah, like it felt like kind of like a slow process of him and I getting together because it was like I felt like just like the way things were going at 880, it was very like we were on like a together storyline, but like we also had our separate journeys. So
Yeah.
like it really wasn't like working for us to be a tag team ourselves yet.
Okay.
Um, because we only tagged like on like one, throughout the summer. I think it was only like a few different shows, and then somewhere around like maybe like September, we started tagging together a lot on like the Thursday night fight shows,
Hmm.
and yeah, then it just kind of kept going like that, and we started facing some of the bigger tag teams that were coming around, like the Runway and Ziggy and Mikey, Cupid's Chokehold, so
Hell yeah.
it all just came together. It's been really fun,
It,
man.
it has. It has, man. It's been fun to watch. It really has to watch you guys grow. And like you said, there was times when you guys did your singles matches, which
Yeah,
makes sense. Let's establish each guy who they are, their
sure,
character,
yeah,
what they can do in the
100%.
ring, and tag team champions a year later. You know.
Dude, literally, yeah, literally 1 year later, yeah, pretty much almost from my first match at least. Uh, yeah, it's pretty
Hell
sick.
yeah. And let's talk about the growth of T2T and 880, man. Like I
Yeah,
say, that Thanksgiving show place was packed. You know, if it keeps like this, you guys have those big shows, you're going to have to go to a bigger venue, man. Like,
yeah, man,
or let
dude,
people look
it's
through the window. It's nuts.
we got some plans. We've already since the last show, we actually tore out. Like I don't know if you've been in the building in a while. Um, but there was like all these old like glass cases like that like people would sit on and shit. They were like
Okay.
old like jewelry cases, is I'm pretty sure what they were.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. But we just got rid of all of those. So now there's more room for people to stand on that side. And like we've been thinking of like maybe possibly like pulling the ring out a little bit to fill people in on the other sides of the ring there.
Okay.
Cause like I don't know if like it's like in the corner.
You're right.
Um, but yeah, dude, like we're scheming. Like we got ideas. We got lots of ideas to fit more people in that building because we love that building. Like that, I think that building alone is like one of the keys to like why we do so good and why we look so good. And like we all like
Right.
it, dude, I can't even say it's one thing 'cause it's a million different things. We have so many different people that help with 880. It's like, you know, it's, it's like, it's it's like Guar or something, it's like
Okay.
a big
Yeah, I got
it's
you.
like a big it's like a big collective of artistic wrestlers and people who want to put together a cool show, and everybody brings something different to the table. Everybody helps out in a different way. Like we're doing the normal shit. We're cleaning up, we're setting up the ring and shit. But we also have people that will run sound for us every single show. We have people that provide a projector so we can have a nice little Titantron.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the little things that, and like, oh, we have people like artists in our crew that will paint the walls for us and make it look really sick in there. We have people with production background that you said, hey, these lights could be angled a little different and it'll look way better. And you see those little things on camera. You see those things when you go into the building. You're like, oh, this isn't just like a rinky-dink product. Like there's a lot of people putting a lot of time and effort into this.
Yeah, and like it's so unique. I love watching the building evolve. You talk
Hmm.
about lighting and everything. It brings.
Yeah.
Listen to what a dork I am. RS RSW had a show in that building about a year ago. About a year ago this time, we had a couple shows.
I remember this because not to cut you off, but I went to I caught like the tail end of that show because we tore the ring down that night because I think there was an Enjoy show the next day.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And
But
so
anyway, go on.
okay, well, yeah, I want to tell people what a dork I am. This was such a cool moment for me. I don't care. I've watched MV for years before he was in Pittsburgh. Like I've been an MV young dude. Like that's my dude. So I'm setting up the camera, and he walks up to me. I've never even spoke to him, and he's like, we can turn on these lights, and if you put the camera here, the lighting, it looks a lot. And I was like, dude, I'm a dork, man. Like it was like meeting a Hollywood star because that's what I watch. I watch constant wrestling. I watch wrestling more
Yeah.
than movies, and ever since dude, he's been super cool to me. But that was just a moment, like, holy fuck, we're doing this, man. Like I'm talking to MV Young. What can you tell me about MV Young
Dude,
training, etc.?
well, first of all, I just like to that note right there, just like, he has a background in production, so like he knows how to do like those subtle things that will make shit look better. But like I feel like he would be so mad at me if like I drew this comparison to him when if he hears this. But like if you've ever seen like the fucking CM Punk documentary where Paul Heyman talks about him and he's like, yeah, he would study how to do TV with me,
Mm-hmm.
and like Envy's that kind of guy. Like he knows every single side of wrestling, and he will lend his expertise to every single side of wrestling. And that's you know not everyone has that, and not everyone takes the time to
Exactly. He wants,
learn those parts of wrestling. So like, and it's super important if you're going to put on your own product.
and he's given to wrestling tenfold. He's not only training you, like who the fuck am I? I'm setting up a camera, and it's not his product. I don't even know if he
Yeah,
was on that show, man. But he wanted to give advice, and he's
yeah,
giving to wrestling. I love what he's doing. What's it like training under him? Because I've been around you guys, and I see the respect you have for the guys that you guys have for him rather.
yeah.
What can you tell me about training under him?
Dude, it's sick. Like it feels like more of like a sports team vibe,
Okay.
because not only are like we training together, 2, 3, 4 nights a week,
Wow.
um, we are like having barbecues all together, and we go out to Pirates games together. We birthdays, we all hang out together. We all go to the bar. After every single Thursday show, we're at the bar. We're at the Blind Pig. Shout out the Blind Pig in New Kensington. We're there after every single Thursday show. We're out there every single Friday show. Like we're just like a pack mentality. Like if you are a part of the 880 crew and you're down, and like we all fuck with you, like it's like we're like the mob out in New Kensington, man. I swear. Like it's like we're it's just it's tight, man. Like it's such a different group of people. I mean, all of wrestling is like that. It's such like wrestling itself is such a weird group of people, like such a mix. But yeah, just our locker room, and all the people that train with us, it's a bunch of people. Like I said, it's such a cool mix. Like I said, I got people that do production, we got people that do music, we got artists, we got dudes that can make gear for us, we got all these like dudes that can make t-shirts for us. Like everyone helps out. We're all giving back to each other. Like we're all, leaning on each other in a different way, and it's sick, man. It's just such a cool fucking environment. Like I can't put it over enough, dude.
And you guys really have an advantage too, because I mean, you say you're training together 4 times a week. At least every Thursday, you're getting together too, to
Yeah,
put on these shows. You're seeing each other constantly. Like
yeah,
RSW, we got people from Ohio here and there. We don't see each other as much. We'll get
yeah.
into RSW in a bit, folks. I promise you that. But yeah, it's really cool. It's something special you guys are doing, man. I really dig it.
I appreciate that, dude. I really do. It's like I said, it's been cool to do it from the beginning too, Like I said, like I jumped in there like a month after the place opened, and like I said, especially like the five of us that like were there from the beginning, me, Nick's Wild, Casey War, Reese Hayes, and Gianni Michael Emerico.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, all of us, like seriously, like that crew, us five, like in the beginning, it was 3, 4 days a week together, just cranking out drills, and I was like I said, like I had already been training a bit. I knew my basics, like all that fundamental shit was down. And like I was intimidated with these dudes. Like I showed up, I was like, hey, I know what I'm doing. All these kids are gonna, a lot of these they're new. But that was just like, damn, they're so good already. Like they could do everything I could do. Like it was sick. And it was cool for me because like I was like, all right, cool. I gotta like step my game up. I gotta get back in here
Yeah.
because I had been at the time I had not been training for a couple months. Like I had already moved out here for a while, so like I was itching to train. I was itching to just like get better at wrestling, and I was just like, yeah, like motivated me. I was like, you got these four dudes who are just like down to train like all the time, and like I said, we were getting in there like on the weekends too. We still do that. Like we still like we'll hit each other up, be like, "Yo, you want to go train together? Like, what you
Really?
doing? You want to get some reps in? Like, yeah, we all do it. Like, it's like I said, it's a pack mentality, dog.
Oh man, and I love the love of the game, man.
Yeah,
Calling each other, let's go down to the ring and do this. It,
dude. There's at least like I honestly like at least one person a weekend is in our group chat being like, hey, I'm going, down to train like, Saturday or Sunday, or at least we also have like a gym in the basement. We got like some shit, not nothing too fancy, but we got some shit down there.
hmm
And like to say, oh, I'm just going to lift, but if anyone wants to come get some reps, whatever, like, work out, do some shit you want to work on, whatever. So like it's cool. Like I said, like we're always down. There's always somebody that's down to get in there and get some reps with you, do something.
Yeah, and then you got this core. Then Beastman kind of puts his nose into things. So you got
Dude,
Beastman up there. Then you guys on VCW. Then you're branching out into RSW. Then you
yeah,
get to
dog.
RSW. Tell me a little bit about Beastman getting involved, and then a lot of you guys working VCW now, which another product that's just top notch, crazy good. What can you tell me
Dude,
about that?
first of all, uh Beastman fucking rules. He
Right.
comes in and he even comes in to train us every once in a while.
Nice.
He'll run class and it's sick. I love it. Excuse me. But yeah, dude, he and it like we also have like so many different trainers that come in like besides MV and Gannon. So like we're always learning from different people. We're getting different perspectives on the business. We're getting different perspectives on psychology. We're getting different perspectives on all of us as wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
Which is key. Like I tell all the new kids coming in, like, yo, like go to class with not just this person. Like I know, like you may like going to class, like learning from this person or how this person teaches, but like learn from everybody because
Yep.
you'll get something different from everyone. But yeah, dude, Beastman coming in absolutely rules. His presence, like I said, like in training is awesome. His presence on the shows is friggin' awesome. Like him at the Christmas show as Beast. You know,
What was it?
what, Ho Ho Husk,
Okay.
whatever, whatever the hell they were calling him that night. But it was sick, dude. Like
Yeah.
he does everything, and he's so down to just like do shit, and like I don't know. I just like Beastman is the ultimate fun vibes for me. I just like when I see Beastman, I can't help but smile. Uh, Swear to God. But dude, yeah, VCW is sick too, man. Like I've been on a couple of VCW shows down at the school there.
hmm
Um, but it's sick. Oh, there's my girlfriend. Say hi to
Oh,
Spooky Lou.
I dig the Slim Jim shirt. That's dope.
Yup.
Nice to meet you.
He said
Hell
nice
yeah.
to meet you.
Cameos, baby. Cameos.
Yup.
I love it.
Yeah. But yeah,
Talking
dude,
talking about
we're good.
Beastman, the dude even does the no ring shows. Tell me about some of these no ring shows. Ones in Morgantown are that's great. That's a whole
Oof,
different deal. But
that's a whole different story.
what can you tell me about working these no ring death match shows? Because you're a nut, bro. First off.
They're fun. I like them. You know, man. Like I have always like, first of all, like I've always been a fan of hardcore deathmatch, whatever you want to call it, wrestling.
hmm
Um, and I I fully understand the risks involved, and I take as many precautions as I can. But I've always been the type of dude that likes to do activities that are a little hazardous to my health. I've
Okay.
been one to throw caution to the wind.
For example,
And
give me an example. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm
oh,
curious.
no, no problem. Well, first of all, like when I was about 4 years old, I started racing motocross.
Okay.
So from a very young age, I was taught that getting air was important, you know?
Nice.
It was something that just like, early on we were taught to, shed that fear and just let it rip, you know? And then after that, like I was super into skateboarding as a kid. I was always like, and like my thing in skate, especially when I was younger, I was super into just like jumping downstairs and shit. I was never like good at like flipping my board and stuff, but I had a mean ollie, so I could huck down big stuff.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, that I've never had a problem with like shutting off that part of my brain,
hmm
especially if it's for something. Like when I look at myself like doing a certain spot in a no ring or a death match, whatever,
hmm
like I know there's going to be some sort of payoff like artistically for me.
Right.
Um, and that's like what makes it worth it for me. It's not that like, oh, like I think, like this is like what's going to get me over as a wrestler. It's like because I genuinely like this art form and I get like a genuine rush out of performing it as well.
I feel it.
So that's a lot of it for me. Is just like, yeah, dude, it's that artistic expression and that artistic high, really. Same reason I would skateboard, like that high I would get from landing a trick that I'd just been slamming on for an hour, like you can spend an hour jumping down a set of stairs on your skateboard just eating shit, but like you land it once and that 1 second that trick took to happen will take you through a week, a month sometime, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Same thing can go for me for like having a really good wrestling match, no matter if it's a death match, a no ring, a regular match, whatever. I get that same artistic high out of being a wrestler that like I did out of like being a skateboarder or like doing something gnarly on my dirt bike as a kid.
Right. And that brings to mind negative outlook, man. I got to give from props, man. Like, wow, those shows, both shows have been phenomenal. The last show was great. You got the crowd's into it, loud
Yeah.
as hell. What can you tell the folks that haven't seen? Check it out. I believe your last match is on the Negative Outlook channel, but what can you tell the folks about it?
That it is. It is on the Negative Outlook channel on YouTube. Dude, it's sick. Chris Frum puts on a hell of a show. Well respected man in the music community out there in West Virginia.
hmm
started dipping his hand into some no ring wrestling, and dude, it's sick. He's got like an epic venue for it. First of all,
Yeah.
123 Pleasant Street is like the way that place is set up is so sick. Like with the bar stage, another bar area, so rad, and like offers the perfect environment for that kind of shit. Especially with like the way they have like people standing up high on the shit on the walls and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, just dude, the vibes are so sick in there.
And it's so
Um,
tight. Like you're
yeah,
so confined. Last show, I was just running the light for the cameraman, and
yeah,
the
yeah.
dude busted my foot, landed on a chair that was on my foot. I was limping for days. Like if you're around that, you're going to get hurt. You're going to get cut, or something. Something's going to happen.
Yeah, it's a little hazardous for sure. But I think that's like what the people like about it
Uh
too.
huh.
Like they're like the fans there. Like first of all, like that first one we did back in the summer,
Mm-hmm.
it was crazy because like especially like I got put on the show like a week before it happened,
Okay.
and I had messaged from a little bit, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we did a few pre-sales, whatever." And I was like, "Oh cool, this sounds fun." Like I had done no rings before, so I was like, you know. I was stoked regardless to just like go do one like in another state and like with the homies. So I was like, yeah, dude, like I'm stoked. I remember getting to the venue and just being like, oh, this is really sick. Like this is a really cool place. Um, I had went back upstairs, got changed and shit. A show started going on and someone came upstairs and was like, dude, that place is like there's like almost 200 people in there. And I was like,
Right.
oh, sick, dude, that's awesome.
It blew my mind, bro.
Yeah, had no clue that was happening.
Mm-mm. I didn't see it coming. I mean, first show, first no ring deathmatch show in West Virginia hit. Now, granted, there was bands, there was burlesque. I mean, he
Yeah.
puts a show together, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
It was fun. It was fun, man. I love it. I hope there's another one soon because those guys are wild.
There will be. There will be. I think actually something was said about it, I believe, on From's Instagram, I believe today.
Okay,
But yeah,
you got
end
the
end of
scoop. Give us the
March.
scoop.
Yeah, end of March. I believe, excuse me. I want to say the 29th. Somewhere. Yeah, I believe it's the 29th. Negative Outlook Death on Instagram.
And I love they got you with total
Yeah,
fucking chaos now, dude. Because I love those guys. They're fucking nuts.
they are nuts. Vibed with them immediately the
Yeah,
moment I met them. Honestly, yeah, like
sweethearts. Sorry to
backstage,
break their fucking deal, but great dudes.
dude. Yeah, they're sick. I mean, I don't think you're breaking anything. Like, there's nothing about those guys that's a gimmick. Like, that's them,
Yeah,
100%. Like, those dudes are. There's nothing that's fake about those guys. Like, as ridiculous and uh like just awesome. Like dude, it's so rad. Like,
yeah,
yeah, getting hooked up with them was funny, man. Like, it was I didn't expect it because like I almost like I felt like I didn't know I was actually going to be on that show until like it was like happening because like I was supposed to face somebody else and then they backed out and then it was just like, oh, okay, and then like no, I really didn't know what was going on kind of,
hmm
and then I was told I was working hardcore and I was like, oh, okay, sick, like him and I can we can do some fun stuff.
yeah,
um but yeah, then to join up with him after, it was sick. I feel like we created another little moment there, and like
yeah,
that's what's cool about Negative Outlook is that like it's not just couple no ring matches. Like we're telling some story
yeah,
here. We got a little interesting feud going on. Like you got me being a bad guy out there, which
yeah.
is fun.
That's what
I mean,
really like blew my mind. I was like, oh, okay, we get bad guy Brandon St. James.
yeah,
I'm about it.
I know. That's it's flexing a different muscle out there that I'm not used to, honestly. But of all places, I think I can be a bad guy in West Virginia.
For sure, for sure. And speaking of those guys, I don't know if you know, talk about breaking news. I just saw on YouTube today, Will has a documentary out, a little 5-minute documentary about you guys. It
Whoa,
was fun. It
dude,
was really cool.
I did not see this. He's my manager. Why didn't he tell me? I'm offended.
Right. I'll shoot you the link, man. It's a fun
Yeah.
watch.
I'm gonna need that, dude, for sure. Sick.
Yeah, as soon as I saw it, I was like, I am down. Because, again, those dudes are sweethearts. I hate to blow their scene, but they're fucking sweethearts. So that's the way it is.
I'll tell you, like the second High Pitch Will became my manager, he went and got a beer for me.
I, I believe it.
He said, "I'm your manager. I take care of these things now." I swear to God, that's a true story. He probably doesn't even remember. He was blackout.
I was going to say, the drunker he gets, the sweeter he gets, the nicer he gets, man.
Yeah,
Hell
dude,
yeah.
you're not
Well,
wrong.
well, we're dipping into West Virginia now. Let's
Yeah,
talk RSW. How'd you get involved in
RSW.
RSW? Tell me about the locker room. Compare what can you tell
Dude, I first of all, I love RSW. Love Timmy Cross. Shout out the man.
me?
But how did I got okay, so I got involved with RSW through Cowpoke Paul.
Hell yeah.
Um, he had hit me up for that first show. Like I don't know, it probably wasn't the first one y'all did there. But it was the first one I went to. Um,
Was it Morgantown at the brew
yeah,
pub?
Morgantown Brewery.
Mm-hmm.
And he had hit me up like a day or two before, and he was like, "Yo, like, you free for this show?" He's like, I think he was like slotted to wrestle Jason Hendricks,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "Yo, we're trying to make it a four-way. Like, you're trying to get in on this match?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah."
Mm-hmm.
Because I was already working like every other day that weekend. I'm pretty sure that was like I want to say I'm pretty sure that was the day before Taco Mania for Enjoy.
Okay.
Um, because I know I worked the night before somewhere else. And
That's when you're working a lot.
dude, yeah, that month was gnarly.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I just remember him hitting me up and being like, "Yeah, you want to be in this match?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, definitely," because I'd been wanting to get to RSW for sure. Like there was a lot of my friends and stuff had worked there, like Cowpoke and Remy LeVay. Um, people that I fuck with, people that I respect that were friends of mine that I was like, "Oh, they're doing this. I want to go do that."
Mm-hmm.
So, and it always looked fun. Like the shows always looked cool. It looked like a fun environment. So I was like, yeah, that's something I'd like to be a part of. And it just happened organically, which was sick. Yeah, we went and did that match at the brewery, and that was like it was it was it was just fun, man. Like that the whole vibe of that place was really cool.
Yeah.
Um, and then I want to say I may have worked like one other RSW show before that, and then I ended up going back there
Mm-hmm.
to the other show they did there, which was packed and
Yeah.
super fun, where I wrestled MD, and that match was super fucking fun. Like I think about that match a lot actually. Like
I
that one
love it.
was really fun.
Y'all beat the shit out of each other in that
Yeah.
match. That was my birthday, man. That was a fun
Oh,
one.
dude, that's right. Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
That's And actually, it's funny. Him and I, MV and I wrestled each other the night before that show,
Oh, okay.
or like 2 days before. I think was that a Saturday?
Yeah. Usually do it on
Yes,
Saturdays.
yeah. So we wrestled each other that Thursday night, and I botched a moonsault, and I was really mad about it. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, dude, can we just like beat the piss out of each other? And we were also like we were running very late, and we were just like, I don't think we called like much for that match. We were just like, all right, these are the moves, and we're just gonna beat the shit out of each other in between, and that's what happened.
It worked. It worked. And I tell you what, too, Tim's not going to keep you around if you're not impressing him. Like, I got to give Tim his due. He books the cream of the crop. He books guys and girls that he knows he can put on. He's focused on solid wrestling matches, and that's what we
Yeah,
deliver. So from
dude,
there,
for
we go to
sure.
Fairmont State. You're popping up
Yeah,
all the time. You're pretty much official with RSW nowadays.
yeah, dude. I'm on the next couple. I'll be there on the February show in the
Sweet.
four-way for the junior heavyweight title.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
Then I'll be there again in March. So yeah, dude, I love it. I love RSW. Like, and I've gotten to work like cool places for them. Like all the shows have been in like really fun places. Like,
Mm-hmm.
um, like we did the like I said, we did the Morgantown Brewing twice. I did the Mannington Barbecue Festival.
That's right. Yeah.
That one was super fun in that like little amphitheater there at the fairground. That was sick. Um, and that venue in at the college, that shit was the anniversary show. That was crazy, dude. There were so many people there.
I know. Look at us go. Look at us.
Dude, thriving. Wrestling is alive, alive and well.
Thank you. I'm saying it on the show all the time, man.
For real.
Yeah, especially the indies and especially our. I'm so proud of our area. Like
Yeah.
so many talented dudes in Pittsburgh and West Virginia,
Yeah.
Ohio. So
Yeah.
many talented dudes.
And like I said this to you earlier, like before we were doing the podcast, is like it feels like there's there's five, six, seven, eight companies in like, these three different states you just named.
Hmm.
And it feels like they all have unique crowds. Like there's not a lot of crossover between the companies. And like you can look at that as a good thing or a bad thing, but I kind of see it as like, yo, like everyone's doing their own thing. Wrestling is thriving with their own crowds. Everybody wants to see something different, and that's okay. Like, and we have the wrestling that's satisfying all of the people's needs, and that's I don't
Yeah.
think there's anything wrong with that.
Hell no, no. I'm super proud of what we're doing.
Oh yeah.
I invite anybody go through my channel, look at this collection of characters on my channel, man. Couldn't be prouder of what I'm presenting. Who should people keep an eye on? People coming up in our scene. Who should the folks keep an eye on?
Oh shit. Oh man. All the people I named earlier that I train with, Nick's Wild, Reese Hayes, Gianni Michael Enrico,
Hmm.
Casey War, uh, some of the other 880 heads, Marco Narciso, Blizzy Blake coming up, real talented kid. Uh, damn, dude. Who do we got in some of the RSW heads that I fucking love? Theo Strong.
Yeah,
Dude, Shane Kryzak, he's a
yeah,
little bit of a bitch out there, but like talented dude,
for real.
talented fucking dude. And he's another dude that I've gotten to be in the ring with twice now, and I feel like I learn shit from every time.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I really love that dude. He's fucking sick.
Such a banger in Mononga, dude. That match was
Yeah.
so
Oh,
good.
thank you.
And I was so into it, and the camera's flashing battery. We're having network problems
Ah,
at the production department. I was so nervous. I know the hard cam's going, so we got the footage, but you know me, I want to
yeah.
get the perfect shots. It died. I was so upset, but we got most of it on the hard cam, but I was so
Yeah,
pissed because it was such a good match.
I didn't even think like anything of it. Like I've watched that back a few times now, and like I didn't even like I had like noticed that like it was mostly hard cam, but like I like it didn't matter because like I love that match and like yeah, dude, we were banging and like Tim even said to me that night, he's like, I see you like getting over with this crowd. And like
Hmm.
I'm starting to feel that too, especially at that last show. I had people like who knew my name and they were like, oh, like seen you at this show, whatever. And I'm like, oh, cool, people remember me. That's cool, because like it's it's one thing to like I said, 880, we've all been there for a year, we've been on display for a year, they know who we are,
Right.
we've been getting over there.
Hmm.
It's not like it's easy, but like at this point we're over and we don't really have to do much like to get us over.
Right on.
But it's challenging to go to a completely different crowd in a completely different state that likes different things possibly.
Hmm.
And like, oh shit, like are they gonna react to the things I do? Are they gonna appreciate how I wrestle? And it's been cool. It's been a warm welcome. It's been a super warm welcome actually.
Yeah, man. Yeah, right. You was coming to my hometown, Mononga, West Virginia. Those were my people, man. So hell
Hell yeah,
yeah.
dude, they were sick. That venue was cool too. I really liked the vibe of that room in there. That was the first time I was there, so I was loving it.
You're a lot like me. What I love about indie wrestling, one of the many things, all these different weird venues. You could be wrestling at a pub. You could be
Yeah.
how you guys have evolved the building at 880, painting the walls and stuff. I love it. What's the craziest place you ever wrestled?
Oh shit.
Not even
Well,
including the
I've
no ring shows because those are
yeah,
expensive.
yeah. I was gonna say like it's got to be one of the no rings. I mean, like I at this point I've done bars, music venues, parking lot, nothing honestly. Like I mean, it probably sounds crazy to like certain people, but like to me, that's like, oh yeah, that's normal.
Right.
Because like I also come from like a music background. Like before I was a wrestler, like I was in bands for like the past like 12, 13 years before I was a wrestler.
Okay.
So I'm used to being in weird places. Like I've played punk shows behind a donut shop or like, in some dude's basement. So like, yeah, to go wrestle in a parking lot or wrestle in a bar, like I'm at home, like that's normal to me.
I, and obviously, you must still fuck with music. I see the guitars, I see the drums. You still
Oh
making
yeah.
music here and there, messing with it?
Dude, I try to, but being an adult who has a full-time job and an insane independent wrestling habit, uh it's tough. I was playing a little keyboard actually right before I had dinner and I got on this call.
Hmm.
So I try to pick up my guitar like I'll pick up my guitar for like a couple minutes at a time and then be like, oh, I really need to put new strings on this guitar and then not touch it for the next 5 days.
Yeah. So wrestling's definitely more important, especially like you said, the schedule you have, the
Yeah.
training alone. I don't know how let alone the shows.
Yeah, for sure. I would love to play more music, honestly. Like it would fill my heart with a lot of joy, but so does wrestling. So
Hell yeah.
it's tough. But yeah, it's just tough, and like being in a band is also like the hardest goddamn thing on a planet. Like to get like 3 to 5 dudes who can all like get their schedule together on the same day to like do a thing is really tough.
I'm sure. How do you manage having a full time job, all this training? We saw your girlfriend. You got to maintain that relationship. What's the secret? How do you do it?
Man, open communication,
Hell
letting
yeah.
them know what's up. Uh, and that goes for my girlfriend, my job, my fellow people I train with. To balance all that, you need to tell people what's up, dude. You need to let them know, hey, I'm wrestling here. Hey, I'm working today. Hey, I can't make it. Hey, I'll be there. It's important, And again, that all goes back to like I said earlier, 880's a pack mentality. We're always telling each other what's up. We're always letting each other know, like, hey, we got to do this, we got to do that, and we get it that we're all adults. That sometimes we can't be there. Sometimes it's tough, man. It's tough to, like I said, it's tough to get a bunch of adults together, but like we do it.
I was
We
gonna
all do
say,
it.
yeah, by God, you're doing it, man. I mean, you're thriving, you're growing, obviously. Let's talk about goals. What do you see down? What do we want to do this year? What would we like to accomplish by the time things are said and done? What do we want to do?
Oh man. I mean, like I got like little goals of like, places I would like to work and stuff, but like at the end of the day, like that like I don't know, it feels lame going out on a platform and be like, I want to do this and do that. Like I want to like, I don't know, man. Like I just want to keep wrestling. Like I just want to keep like, evolving and getting better at it and evolving the craft. Like it I'm just like I said earlier, I'm just gonna keep chasing that artistic high. It's that feeling of having a good match, the feeling of popping the crowd, the feeling of pulling off an epic move that like or doing something on the fly. Wrestling is so many different things that you can find this like awesome satisfaction out of. So
Mm,
like I just want to keep chasing that, and that's the fun part about wrestling to me is that like you can chase that artistic high in so many ways, and it's so rewarding.
I get it. I get it. I'm not obviously not a trained wrestler myself, but on the production side of things, I look at it like a relationship, man, because
Yeah.
when something goes good, I've never been so happy. And then when wrestling pisses me off, god damn, it pisses me off. I'm
Oh,
sure you've had
absolutely.
those moments. What do you do when wrestling pisses you off?
Oh man. Okay, dude. I'm gonna shout out Mark Mann because he gave me epic advice after I had a match that I was less than happy with, and I was out at like the bar. We were at like not even the bar. We were at like the club at Brillo Box in Pittsburgh for one of Remy LeVay's parties. He was DJing,
Okay.
and I'm over there being a little bitch about the show, just like talking shit about my match and how I was unhappy with it. And he was just like, dude, he was like, don't worry about it tonight. He was like, you fucked up. It happened. He was like, have fun. Like, you're out with your friends. Like, it's cool. Don't worry about it. He's like, tomorrow, watch the tape and worry about it tomorrow. And that's like a big lesson that I've learned when I've had, like, when wrestling doesn't go my way is let it go tonight. I don't have to complain about it right now. Like, it's just a wrestling match. It's not that important. And I can look back on it tomorrow and watch the tape and say, okay, what can I do differently? How can I make it better next time?
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you sharing that with the audience and apply that to life as well. Just sit back and take a look at it. And yeah,
Yeah.
man, I've been there. I've been there where I've been so pissed about something and I have a message typed out and everything and whatever it may be. Then I step back. And sometimes you talk about communication. It was a
Yeah,
miscommunication. Somebody didn't say this or, so
absolutely.
yeah, just step back, take a moment, believe me.
Yeah.
No doubt. Hell yeah. What? So where do we go from here? We talked about goals, what we want to do. I don't know. Where do you see yourself a year from now? It's not goals, but in a perfect world, what would you be doing?
Oh man. Like I said, dude, just still wrestling.
Right.
Maybe maybe working for some, bigger like companies that, do no ring and hardcore stuff because I do enjoy doing that stuff.
Is there
But like I said, like,
any other companies you got an eye on that you'd like to work for?
oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, why the hell not? One, New Fear City out in Brooklyn,
Okay.
Casanova Valentine's
Hmm.
uh, promotion. Love what he does. I've been a fan for a long time, like pretty much since he started doing it.
Right.
Um, I don't know if you've ever heard of the LVAC out in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Okay. I have not
Um,
heard. Tell me a little bit about it.
uh, they run some really badass shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's run by this guy named Chris Reject, who was like big dude in the punk scene and stuff out in Bethlehem, and he has an apparel company that makes t-shirts and stuff for mostly bands and wrestlers as well, but they started out with like mostly bands and stuff. Um, and he also used to run a record label called Square of Opposition Records.
Okay.
And honestly, man, like I don't even know how it started, but he ended up getting a ring and started putting on these shows because he's got some homies that are in the biz, and some of their homies are pretty big in the biz. So he gets, some pretty local big time talent that comes out to these shows, and it's sick. And then they get like really sick bands to play after the wrestling shows. So it's a similar vibe to 880, honestly, like super punk rock, um, super fun, eclectic shows with like a real big mix of the types of wrestlers I got on there. Um, but yeah, and like just like because it's like they run like 20 minutes from where I grew up, and like they ran a show in the mall I used to work in like right after high school.
Okay.
So like it would just be like some super cool hometown shit for me to go back and wrestle for them, and just it's like a company that I respect, and I think it would just be a cool thing for me. But
Hell yeah.
yeah, those are like kind of the some of the two that like are really on my radar that I'd love to work for.
I love it. I do. I love it. Well, let's do hypotheticals. Spooky Woo
Okay.
gets the big YouTube check I've been waiting on. I said, Brandon St. James, I got us a ring. Book me a show. Book me a show, man.
Oh
All
shit.
the money you need. I know you're
Damn.
going to book your homies. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
of
Give me
course.
three matches. We're going to have three main events. What are they?
Oh, okay. All right. All right. For all the homies. All right then. I'm gonna do shit. I'm not even putting myself on this show. This is just
Yeah,
strictly
sit
for the
back and
homies.
relax. Watch it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna do what do we got?
You can do whatever you want. Tag
Dude.
matches. You can do a no ring match, even though there's a ring there. Do whatever you want. Wrestling could be anything you want it to be.
Yeah, it can. Goddamn right it can be. All right, we're gonna do Casey War versus Kenta
Oh shit! I love it.
because that would be fucking sick.
And that's not too far fetched.
It's
You
not
ain't
too
seeing
far
this.
fetched. I'm
No.
not, yeah, exactly. CCW got him. So, I
Right.
mean, you know, take that how you will. But we're gonna do KC War versus Kenta, and that's gonna be fucking sick. Um, we're gonna do. Oh man, I'm just like I just want to see like people like I'm going with all these like. Dude, do you have bring people back from the dead money?
Yeah. For
Oh,
one
okay.
match, I do.
Yeah, for okay, cool. For one match then,
Papa
cool.
Shango's gonna bring him back from the dead.
So that means we finally get MV Young versus Brain Damage.
Okay.
Uh, because we all want to see that.
No doubt.
Um, and then let's see. Oh, dude, and then we're gonna go hometown hero versus hometown hero, Reese Hayes versus Lee Moriarty.
Oh shit! I'm wearing my Lee Moriarty shirt today. I'm about it.
Sick.
Yes,
That's
man.
who I'm putting on my show. Sorry to everybody else, you didn't make the cut.
Nah, I mean they can be in the who's opening the show.
Who's opening
The
the
opening's
show?
just as important as the end.
Oh, amen it is. Oh man, opens the show.
Get the crowd hype.
Who gets the crowd hype? I'm doing a baby match
Okay.
of the homies just because I don't think it's happened and I really wanted to now that I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about like two people that just get the crowd hyped up.
Mhm.
Nick's Wild and Cowpoke Paul.
I knew
They're
you was gonna say cowpoke when you said hype. Yeah,
right,
man.
dude. Why is that kid over everywhere? It's amazing.
I love it. I love it.
He's so lovable. It's insane.
Yeah, we had him in
Those
our little
eyes.
movie, man, and that's my favorite part of the movie when he shows up.
Sick. Dude, I gotta see that. I saw y'all did that. I gotta fucking check that out.
Sorry to spoil it, but well, I won't spoil it. But Cowpoke has a great part in it. I'll say that.
That's all I need to know. That's
Yeah,
that's all I mean, that's literally all you need to tell a person
yeah,
if they're like skeptical and watching a movie. Oh, Cowpoke Paul's in it. And they're like, oh yeah, I'll watch
no doubt, no doubt,
it.
man. And he's like you said, he's so over everywhere he goes.
Yeah,
VCW, RSW, Rise, and he like the Rise champion right now.
he is Rise Grand Champion. I was gonna say, dude, we went out to Gainesville, Florida at Fest Wrestling,
Hmm.
and his match, he was in a trios match, and that was the hypest the crowd was that whole show for this match. And I was like, I mean, he was in there with other dude like his team. I don't know if you're familiar. It was him, CPA, and Hot Dog Starks.
Okay, yep,
Three people that just like the crowd will eat up no
yep,
matter what.
uh
Like
huh.
like epic, just absolutely epic. That crowd was electric for these dudes, and I was just like, dude, this dude, he's like, like I think about like he does this little move like during his entrance sometimes, this like little like step where he like has his arms up like this, and I'm like, it's the littlest thing, but it makes the most sense for a little cowboy to do. Like,
Right.
it's so awesome. It's great.
Oh man, I can't wait to see where he goes to. It's so
Dude,
funny
for
watching him.
real.
Oh,
There's no limit on the heights that Cowpoke Paul can
If
get.
if people just watch one match, they're gonna watch more. I guarantee it.
Exactly, 100%.
Sir, we're in the final 5 minutes of the show. Final five
You.
minutes. Anybody you want to shout out, put out your socials, any merch, anything you want to put out there in the ether. My platform is your platform, sir. What do you want to put out there?
Hell yeah. Follow me on Instagram. That's the only thing I'm on at Brandon St. James 666. Brandon ST James 666. Yeah, shout out 880 Wrestling, T2T, MV Young, Steel City Killers, Fourth Line, RSW, Negative Outlook, Enjoy Wrestling, VCW, all the homies. Yeah, appreciate you having me, Spooky Lou. It's been very, very fun. I will do this on the spur of the moment with you anytime.
You're the best. It's
Dude,
appreciated more than you know. I've been wanting to do it for a minute, and I had a
cool.
cancellation today. I was like, who the hell? I was like, dude, I've been wanting to get Brandon St. James.
Hell yeah, dude. I really appreciate that. Like I enjoy like I said, I enjoy doing this kind of shit. I told you I did the Wrestling Mayhem show before.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing that. Me and Casey Ward, we're doing that again next week. So like I love sitting down and talking wrestling with anybody. Like I will warn people, like, if I'm at a party with like people like I don't really know and somebody's like, "Oh, you like wrestling?" I'm like, "Ah, don't get me started, man. Like it's slippery slope with me."
Right?
I'll talk about it forever. So I appreciate you having me on, and I'll do it with you anytime, man.
Yeah, let's get you on in the future. Can't wait. And look at you go, man. Whenever you was naming all those promotions, and not to down you, don't take us as a slight. You haven't been in the business that long, but
No,
VCW, Negative Outlook, No Ring, all right, you're doing all right for yourself. You should be proud of
appreciate
what you're
you.
doing, man.
Thank you, man. You should be proud of what you're doing. You're out here fucking lending your hand to as many wrestling companies that need you. You're out here putting out content, curating content, and that's something that goes unlooked. So, like, we appreciate you and your services, Spooky Lou.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, and I am proud of myself. I'm
You should be.
Yeah, and I'm happy to do it. I think it's a great time in wrestling. I've been saying it forever. It's a perfect storm right now. We have the perfect cast of ultra talented dudes and ladies. Not only ultra talented, but in the back, they're good people and they get
Yeah,
along. And like you said about
100%.
880, everybody vibes and is contributing.
Yeah.
And I want to shine a spotlight on that. I want people to see what is going on because you got your dark side of the ring. You got what culture's done you, CM Punk choking Tony Khan or whatever.
Yeah,
Nah, man, we're having fun and we're
dude,
making moments.
that's an important thing like that like I feel like I haven't touched on. It's like, yeah, like you can come here, you can have fun and do this with us. Like come do it. Like it's like come to the shows, come train. We are we are an open fucking door. Like and that's like not just like T2T and 880, like that's wrestling. Like come do it. Like just come be a part of it. Like no matter what part you want to do. You want to just be a fan, you want to be a wrestler, you want to be a referee, you want to be a friggin' valet, you can do it. Get out there and be a part of it because wrestling is sick.
Dude, what a way to cap off the show. Because at the end of every show, Brandon St. James, I tell the audience treat each other with kindness and respect. Go out there and live your dreams. If it ain't wrestling, then go play a guitar, go play some drums, write some
Hell yeah.
poetry, do a
Fuck
kickflip,
oh
whatever.
yeah.
Even if you're 40 years old like Spooky Lou and get in the business at 39, do what you got
Hell
to
yeah.
do, by God. You got any final
Hell
words
yeah.
for the folks? Because you're on a roll here.
I got no final words. Be good to each other, have fun, be safe.
Hell yeah. Check out 880 Wrestling Thursday Night Fights every Thursday, IndieWrestling.us. I'll put a link in the description. Check out Brandon St. James and his partner KC War coming up on the Wrestling Mayhem show. When is it?
Tuesday, next Tuesday, whenever that is, the 20 something.
Yeah, next Tuesday. Just
There you
watch it.
go.
You can hear even more. Hear even more. I love you. It's been an awesome episode. Stay tuned. I tell you what, since you mentioned that four-way, what I'm going to do for you, Brandon St. James, I've been taking those matches that we only released highlights from. A lot of fans
Hey.
say, I want to see the whole match. I say, but the audio shit. They said, I don't care about the audio. I want to see it. So we're going to put that out this week. What do you think about that? We'll put that
Yo, I
four-way
love
out
that.
in its entirety.
Sick.
You
Love
help
to see
me out.
that.
I'm going to do that for you and the fans. Check out that match. Keep an eye on it. Turn on the notifications. 'Cause it's a banger, ain't it?
Oh, it was. It was.
There you go. It's been another
Appreciate you.
wonderful WrestleRoni. I appreciate you, Bubby. It's been a fun one. To the audience, you know what I said. Go do it. Do your thing. Stay tuned. We love you. RSW March the 3rd in Monongah. We're out of here.